Ivan lived on the outskirts of the city, among identical gray apartment blocks, where the morning began with the hiss of an electric stove and ended with the silence of the television. He was 37 and worked at a service center, replacing screens, soldering circuits, fixing forgotten fragments of other people's routines. When Ivan walked home, it seemed to him that the city grew quieter, leaving only echoes, empty buses, outdated advertisements, windows flickering with the same shows. But one evening in late November, he noticed a strange light on the horizon, not the sun, not the moon, not a street lamp. It was motionless, soft, like a shimmer seen deep underwater. At first, Ivan thought it was an optical illusion, a crane's beam or a factory spotlight. But when the light appeared again, closer now, clearer, he felt a cold echo stir in his chest. It wasn't hostile, just unfamiliar, like a reminder of something humanity once knew and then forgot. The next day, the light was there again, and with each evening it grew brighter. The television, the radio, the internet said nothing. People didn't seem to notice or pretended not to. Ivan began staying out later to watch it. The light didn't move, yet it seemed to pull space toward itself, changing the shapes of buildings, the horizon's line, even the colors of the sky. He saw pale shadows forming on walls, moving not with the wind, but with a rhythm of their own. A few days later, the city began to shift, not abruptly, gently, like a memory-dissolving reality. People grew more silent. On buses, no one met each other's eyes. The light in the windows vanished. Ivan stopped going to work not by decision, but because the path to the service center was gone. Streets led into clouds, basements into warm steps, doors. One morning, Ivan woke and saw that the light was no longer on the horizon. It was everywhere. It didn't blind, it embraced. When he stepped outside, there was no city, no sky, just a hazy, whitish golden space. But his feet stood firm, as if the ground was still there beneath him. The air smelled like dust, old books, and fresh ozone. Far off, something moved slowly, almost alive. Ivan walked. He didn't ask where, and he didn't stop. The light never dimmed, but around him appeared the shadows of objects he didn't remember. A child's toy he never owned, a cup with a crack, a book without a title. The space seemed to breathe with his memory. He walked for a long time. Days had no length. There were no nights. The light remained. Eventually, he came to a plain. In the center stood a solitary figure. It didn't move, but it wasn't a statue. Ivan approached. The figure had familiar features almost mirrored. His face, his eyes, the body stood as if it had been waiting. Light gathered around the figure, forming a thin outline, not an angel, not a shadow, but something beyond such words. Ivan stopped. The space around him breathed not with air, but with silence, not with emptiness, but with meaning. Ivan understood. This was not the end of the world. It was the reverse side of reality, its inner core, where the ordinary human consciousness brushes against the foundation of being. He wasn't chosen. He wasn't a prophet. Just a man who didn't look away. The light enveloped him. It didn't burn, it didn't lift him, it simply let him in. And where Ivan once stood, only a shadow remained, soft, calm, like a memory.